You see, in my line of work, nothing hurts more than these liminal spaces. When the back rooms appeared, I tried everything I could to figure out the missing disappearance of multiple people in the back room. I went through one attempt, two attempts, even three. Nothing ever hurt more than who put this in here? Alright, how about that fixed? Roll the music, come on. There we go. Days, research, hours of my life spent on this single. Cut the music. No, cut. Who keeps putting this in? No, uh, cut. No, I'm gonna find who put this in, and you're fired. You're fired. You hear me? You're fired. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Roll the music. Come on. There we go. Okay. It was until that fateful day when I opened that door, found my new path.
Part 2 of the analog series reviews.
Whoa, yeah.
That's what it's gonna be called now. My knees really hurt. I need to get up.
So before we get too far into this, I need to explain where Lake Valley is, because I think that might be needed, because that's where the whole story is based. So Lake Valley is a little small town in the middle, middle of nowhere, middle of nowhere in like the corner of New Mexico. I forgot where. I'll probably put it in the video. But looking at photos, I don't know how an amusement park could be built here, and I'm guessing that adds to the unknown factor of liminal land, and that just piqued my curiosity, making me spend over 7 hours sitting down and researching it. Let's just get into the missing cases. So the missing cases we have confirmed in the first video of Liminal Land is Margaret Johnson, Frank. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. And, oh my god, these names. Sherry Travis, that's good. Mark, orthodontist. Herman Reed, Roger Elliott. I should just give up. I'm Hawthorne. Lisa Stanton. What? Okay. Most are feeble or weak or women. That can be taken out of context. I apologize. But they only show up with a number, and this number just sends you to a voicemail. I haven't got any response from the voicemail. Nothing like that. Just about the recent cases of missing people. In the next video, company training tape, we get multiple amounts of information. I got that's a word now. Okay, that's a word. We learn about home, which I'll get on that when we get to attractions, and how everyone at the park should have a smile on their face, which is reminiscent of another park, but we're not going to get too deep into that. And we get a line in the middle of the video. The park is AL. I'll try to come up with something with that when I'm like sleep deprived later, and you're going to see it. I hope you're happy. But yeah. Now in the next video, the liminal land anomaly, we get 3 cases of people who rode the ride and came out entirely different. Rick Ackerman was the latest. He went with his family to liminal land and disappeared. Found later with a huge uncanny grin. Lisa Sorensen was the second. 1984, found in a patch of dirt behind Liminal Land in Holland. Once again, with a massive grin. Maria Romas, yeah, don't, shut up, rode the ride for 26 minutes straight. Cast members noted that they saw her fiddling with the panel. No one stepped in. That's definitely a code. But she was found with her hair falling out, face structure slimmer and elongated, with a large grin. I'm guessing Liminal Land has something with a large grin, and I'm gonna figure it out. I'm not gonna get any sleep tonight. Editor's note. I was gonna put the pictures in, but software's not working well. I apologize. I'll link the video so you guys can go check it out. I think that's probably the better option, anyways. Please go check out and give feedback and like the creator. Yeah. The next video, which is the home tape, this one had so much information. First, it started off with employee viewing only, and in the comments, someone helped out. I'm thanking them because I did not want to go rewatch the video like 30 times. Viewing intended for Charon management only. Any outside viewing altering damage or distribution of this will result in immediate termination. Any party goer, backrooms, found watching this tape will be disciplined with extreme prejudice. I'll let you guys decide what that means because I have an idea in mind, saving it for the theory section. Employees must always maintain the view of the room, which is, the cleanliness idea. Yeah. And later on, it showed a video of them removing all the doors and windows, which seems like there's no escape. Theory section again. Do not follow the strange sounds. This was in the black screens. Do not enter a stranger's home. Never leave your passage unblocked. Curiosity will become regret. In the video, they entered into the Charon facility through a stranger's home. Weird. But again, a theory. May never be true. You'll never be seen. May never be right. You are already dead. And I want to save this last line for the end of the video because it really meant a lot to me. And it was so nice. I loved it. But in the video, the main character dies. And we don't know who it is. All we know is it is used for employee viewing only. And it's definitely in the home section of Liminal Land. And with that last input, we did it. We finished all the Liminal Land videos. I know. Now it's time to get on the website. I hate myself. Earliest mention of any archive on the website was Dying of Laughter. The first mention of Dr. Frank Schlittenberg. I'll ask Google later.
Schleitenberg.
It covered a new state of computer-generated images, which that throws everything out of the window if we put that in with the rest. But in the magazine, I guess, I don't know what people read. Compression for laughing. The overhanging chest mount would apply pressure on the resting shoulders of the participant, causing uncontrollable laughter on the subjects for intervals of 60 seconds. Respiration was measured by an elastic strap around the waist. The strain would be applied would measure the output. This is the part that I put dangerous by. I don't know why. This whole part is a safety hazard. They wanted to obtain this new ability in commercial use around the Did I put word? Later phases would cause stress, panic, and anxiety. Yup. I'm not gonna record this. I am already sleepy. I want to state, again, this will not be in chronological order, just the order that is the most important. And if I miss anything, just say in the comments. But we get multiple missing persons reports, is obvious. But the most notable is Margaret Jacobson. And later on, in a 1987 police report, on June 15th, 1987, Jacobson's home burned down. Two people told the officers or firefighters on the scene that two kids were in the fire, and those two kids perished in the fire. But here's the big part, all right? I want you to sit here. Imagine you lost your two kids in the fire. What would you do? What did you say? Charge, charge someone? Oh no, no charges for fire. You know, why would that? You know. The next article that actually had information was the summer pamphlet, 1978. This showed off subliminal land. Every time I hear that word, I shudder. A subliminal was built with 34 different floors, multi-thousand square foot, natural heating water sources. I'll get back to that later. Entering deeper will slowly be more lonely, and it will cause dread for anyone with autophobia, which, if you don't know what autophobia is, it's a form of anxiety that can cause a minor to extreme feeling of danger or fear when alone. I will come back to that later. Now, you might be wondering, how did they get 34 floors underground? Well, subliminal land was built underneath. Hear me. Underneath a power plant for clean energy. High, like large, massive quotes on that. That could be the reason for the heating water sources, and the reason they have water sources out in the desert at all. But the one thing I forgot to mention was in subliminal land, you never need to get out of the water. These are slides that go down to the next floor. I'm really excited for this theory portion because I'm gonna absolutely out of my mind rambling. Oh, it's the time you guys have all been waiting for, the attractions. Liminal land had multiple attractions. Obviously, I can't explain how they work, but I can explain some things about them. Home, which is a accommodation. Sorry, I put in an attraction. A mutual experience that most partygoers never. I hate back rooms. Never want to leave. Yeah, I'm not repeating that. Chris send the mom. Yeah, I'm not gonna look up Google for that. They symbolize death and are only used for funerals or on graves. Serpentine. I don't know. Of or like a snake or serpent. Centrifuge is a scientific equipment causing fluids to separate. It works by spinning, I think. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Laugh track. Causing people to laugh over 8 minutes using the compression that we talked about earlier. However, no charges were ever filed. The official reason given for its closure was severe mechanical issues, with the tarps being used to protect the ride from harsh sunlight. And And another ride that we have no information on is the wheel. No information at all except for one video. The wheel looks like a Ferris wheel, but it's AI generated. I can't explain it. Not AI. Maybe I am. I don't know. And every time I see it, the Hall of Walls backrooms reference. 800,000 square miles. Repeating lose yourself. All that article was talking about. Just lose yourself. Go on, lose yourself. I'll get to that in theories, which is finally coming up. Now, I kind of lied, but the last piece of information that I could gather was a clip from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's of this 1980s, 1990s sort of style radio. And it's a woman frantically shouting, "Frank, where are my children?" Frank being Frank, German last name, I think. And knowing that Jacobson has something to do with this, my guess is either it's Jacobson shouting, "Where are my children?" Or, now this is pulling out of thin here, Maria Romez, which we know went alone to the park. And just so I can put this in here, in 1989, the park closed. Now, if you go to the website and go to the park closure, it'll ask you for a password. Type in "rite of passage," you'll get a picture of Moloch. Moloch, here, listen to this. Moloch was a deity religious cult, like Minotaur. And how they would, like, quote unquote, feed this deity is by burning children. Now, Jacobson definitely plays a big part in this story. Not only is she missing, but her 2 kids are dead, which relates to Moloch because they were burned in a house fire. But we don't know who the 2 people that set it up were. And Jacobson seems like the person screaming over the radio, "Where are my children?" And knowing all this, no charges were filed, that could mean something. Either Frank got someone to take her out, or Jacobson tried to find her own way around liminal land and succumb to the insanity of the park. Now, one thing I did forget to mention was a report with Jason Franklin recalling how he noticed a bear, a bear underground in the home section of Liminal Land. And before he started talking about that, he was talking about, like, the whole partygoers, like, my God, I swear, if I say partygoers one more time, I think I'm gonna break. Park goers. The park goers never wanting to leave their room and always leaving a mess. Now, knowing that he heard a child scream and a bear, that I don't have any explanation for that. Now, Charon resembles a Grim Reaper of sorts in a dictionary. I would link it, but I forgot. I was half asleep. And knowing that, and knowing Moloch, and knowing about the missing reports, I wouldn't doubt that most of the kids found were definitely killed for Moloch. And Charon was the Grim Reaper of this whole idea. Even with their laboratory underground, we know that they definitely do testing in Liminal Land. Test for ways to market the happiness, ways to get away, ways to smile. Now, that is something I don't even know what I'm rambling about, but if you guys can remind me, that would be great. Now, another thing I wanted to mention was Frank doesn't have that much input in the story. We only get one article of him, and we can assume that he's the CEO or head of Liminal Land. But we can't actually know if he is or not without any information, which is going to be hard to find. So if you guys can find that, that would be great. I'll even re-upload this video, edit it and stuff, explaining. But if you see anything on Frank, just tell me and I'll upload. So at the moment, we know that Liminal Land definitely has a sinister backstory on what they are doing in the park, especially with all the missing and disappearances and mutilations. We can tell that something horrible is going on in the background. And going with that, from earlier, the subliminal land area of the park. Okay, this is gonna sound really far-fetched, but I feel like the deeper you go into the Serenity Ward, the more things there are watching you. And those things are the old party goers. Like, oh my god, I can't stop saying party goers. Oh my god. Is that just stuck in my vocabulary now? Oh my. We know that the water is heated, and that is by the clean energy. Now, in this next part, I'm just going to explain what my ideas on the rides and what they do are. So going back to the attractions, we know that most of them are just, normal, just symbolized stuff. Serpentine, though, is definitely important because there has been reports of it moving, which could lead back to Moloch. But that is just a far-fetched case right there. Now, a centrifuge, scientific equipment causing fluids to separate. The ride could carry over 100 people, which is insane. Do you know a ride that can carry over 100 people? Yeah, that's what I thought. But it looks like it would spin. So my guess there, this is going to sound extremely far-fetched, extremely insane. But I feel like it would separate, like, their minds. Like the liminal land anomaly, that would just mutilate their face. I feel like the centrifuge would just mess them up. I'm not smart. Don't quote me on that. That is just my theory, my idea of the centrifuge. Now, I want to end this video with just two more things. The park is AL. I talked about it earlier, way earlier actually. I believe that the park is a lie. Right there. Just straight up a lie. And is for a more sinister meaning. And the other word I was going to talk about earlier is something I want to leave you guys to think of. Those who seek departure will lose themselves. And in Liminal Land, one of the main sayings is to lose yourself. And that could be related to the missing reports, causing people from the rides, from the attractions, to just disappear because they wanted to lose themselves. They go to liminal land to lose themselves, never to be found again. And with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you stuck around this long and watched me, are you okay? But other than that, just thank you. Obviously, I'm not going to put it in another Caretaker song. I'm sorry for that. If it just cuts out and you're like, wow, when's the next song coming on? It's not. I apologize. But I want to play this. I'm gonna play it off like oh, I almost forgot to mention. So I have a trade offer. All right, hear me out. I get 1,000 likes on this video. You get me going to Lake Valley, New Mexico. If I get 1,000 likes, there's definitely gonna be a hole in my pocket, a burning hole. Actually, my pants are gonna be on fire because I'm gonna be in debt. But with that, again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and let me from like 2 days ago just escort you out. In my line of work, cases rarely get solved, but I believe one day we'll figure out who did this and where they are.